Hi, it's James from GPX UK, and I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you the 2025 GPX 300R FSE. It's got a 300cc engine, as the name would suggest, and it's a double overhead cam, single cylinder liquid cooled engine with a counterbalanced engine, which makes it nice and smooth when you're going along. So none of that heavy vibration, which you can get on some of the bikes. It's got long service intervals, 3,000 mile oil changes and 5,000 mile valve checks. Quite simple to do the valve checks, so I won't get too worried about that. Any traditional mechanic or any home mechanic can actually do it. And it's got a 6-speed gearbox, obviously a wet clutch. You can see the filter just down there. Okay, so that's easy to get out when you change the oil. It's also got an oil strainer in there as well. You see that little bolt in there? You see that there? Yeah. So you pull that out and clean the oil strainer through with a bit of petrol, and then pop it back in there, and that's the job done. They're very low maintenance engines. They're very reliable. They're solid, made by Zhongshen, one of the largest engine manufacturers in the world, who make parts and engines for most manufacturers out there, including Kawasaki, Honda, Fantic, Yamaha. The list goes on. You know, all of this stuff, it's all made in the same place, it's just badged up differently. And so they're very reliable engines, and they come with 12 months. These whole bikes come with 12 months parts and labour warranty. We register them inclusive of the price that you actually pay, so there's no extra costs. I think I've described the engine enough. We've got different, they're fuel injected. They come with a standard map, which is stored on the ECU, which is underneath the seat. Now, we've got extra maps for this bike, which actually spice the bike up and make it more powerful. And the way you get that map onto that ECU is by bringing it along to me or posting it to us, and we will flash it free of charge and then send it back to you. And you can try it out, see what you think. And if you want to go back to standard, we can do that. But I've got to say, most people are quite happy with the standard map that these bikes come with, and most people use these bikes for green laning, and they are a proper upgrade bike over a lot of other bikes out there. And I'll tell you why. One of the main reasons is because the suspension is good. A lot of the bikes, I mean, this is 5695, this bike, including on the road charges, as I've explained, but a lot of the bikes that it's in the same price bracket, the suspension is nowhere near as good. This suspension is very, very capable, and it will take the hits on a track, as well as being soft and supple when you're going up stony tracks or just normal riding. You won't get that shock coming up through your arms and shoulders with this bike. The suspension on the back, oh, I forgot to say, this bike has got two seat height settings. It's currently set on the lower seat height setting, which is 883 millimeters high, which is low. You compare that with other bikes, that's pretty much the lowest seat height of any enduro bike out there, even the X-Trainer. And then you've got this bolt hole here, which you can see when it's on the upper position there in that upper bolt hole. When that bolt is through the upper hole, it's on the lower setting, but when you move that bolt and put it through the lower setting, it lifts the seat height up to a height of 923 millimeters and makes it a taller bike. But it's up to you where you have it, depending on how long your legs are and what you feel comfortable with. The suspension, as I mentioned, is very good. It's got compression adjustment. It's also got spring preload adjustment. It's got rebound adjustment on it as well. The forks on the top have got rebound adjustment. The blue and red are both rebound. They're both springed forks. And at the bottom, you've got compression adjusters on both sides of the forks. And the suspension is absolutely spot on. You can ride across a field and come across some deep tracks left by a tractor and go straight over them. You're not going to bottom the thing out. They're just superb. It's just superb suspension units. They really are very good. And this bike has got a lot of cross compatibility with KTM. So you know, if you want to, you just got to go onto eBay, for instance, and you'll find thousands and thousands of parts that will fit this bike. When it comes down to plastics or seats or pads, sprockets, discs, you know, all sorts of other bits and pieces, which will actually, you can just buy to accessorize your GPX. But in addition to that, we also hold all of the parts. As the importer, we hold all of these parts actually in stock because that's their job, and we take it seriously. Okay, they've got powerful brakes. The front brake, we all know back brakes pretty much lock up, so you know they're nice as long as they're progressive. A back brake's good and got some power. The front brake is the one that's worth talking about. These are really powerful front brakes. You know, you hammer down the road or down the track and it's a one finger and it will stop you very, very quickly. They're very, very good. Just walking around this side of the bike, which acts as a visual reminder to me. Coming up, good quality alloy cast throttle, electric start button, brake switch. Over here you've got obviously the switches for the lights, etc. Bleed screws on top of the front forks. Key ignition. Okay, you just turn that on and it lights up. Okay, so this bike is totally cold. I mean, let me show you. I mean, it's totally and utterly cold. The choke's on at the moment, so it's running a bit rich. And so it continues. We find these bikes are very, very reliable. We don't have any issues with them. Things that I like about the bike, I like believe it or not, it might sound a bit daft, but most of your contact between your bike and you is with the seat, and these are the best seats in the business. You will not find a better seat in the off-road world than a GPX seat. They are absolutely astounding, and Seat Concepts make a similar seat to this, and they're about 400 quid. So these are remarkable. When you go out for a 100-mile trail ride and you have that sore butt at the end of the day because you're sitting on some ironing board type seat, some stretched vinyl seat that offers you very little comfort, you will really be grateful for a GPX seat. They are just remarkable, and they make riding a lot more comfortable. You've got these special clamps here which are designed and bolted in two places. They're designed not to actually pinch the tube, because if you pinch the tube you can actually pinch the inside of it, which stops the bushes and the sliders working particularly smoothly inside. This bike's entirely stock, so everything you see with this bike comes with this bike. It's got a very powerful headlight on the front which really does light up the whole lane in front of you. It's not a candle, it's not a dim low power light. This is super powerful. It's got 4 LEDs in it. It's really powerful. It's got an exhaust silencer that you can take the baffle out to release a bit more power. Lights are all LEDs. It's got an O-ring chain which is decent quality, an alloy 52 teeth sprocket, a billet linkage underneath, that's all billet gear lever, no tools access to the air filter. We've got different sized sprockets for these. If you want to play around with your gearing, it's entirely up to you. They've got an overflow bottle on the radiator, so if you do get seriously hot, then the water will push into this bottle here, but then when it cools down it will suck back out into the radiator, which is a great idea. I think that's about it. I think I've mentioned most things. I'm sure I haven't, but I've done my best to actually talk about it. But these are GPX, are superb bikes for those who want an affordable quality and reliable trail bike that will just keep going for year after year. We've got the backup. We're always available for a chat and for advice. These bikes have been available in the States since 2018, and we've had them in the UK since late 21, from my recollection. And they're really, really good bikes. We're totally confident in them. We love them. It's our passion. It's what we enjoy. And we're really proud of these bikes. And in a world where everything's going up in price, we think these are damn good value at $5,695 for this bike, for a brand new bike, including road registration. Yeah, and check out any other offers we're doing at the same time. We've got dealers all around the country, or if you're not near a dealer, you can call us direct. Anyway, there we are. There's the 2025 GPX 300 FSE. I hope I've given you enough information about it.